A man once built a small house at the edge of a mountain. It wasn't big, but it was his. He had carved every beam, planted every tree around it. One night, the storm came. Fierce, sudden, relentless. By morning, the house was gone. The trees were uprooted. The path he knew had vanished. And as he stood in the mud, soaked and silent, one thought filled his mind. Everything I built is gone. He stayed there for hours, staring at the place where his life used to stand. People came from the village. Some offered help. Some shook their heads. "You should have built farther down," one said. "Why didn't you see the signs?" said another. Their words only added to the rubble. But the man didn't argue, he didn't defend, he just listened. And then sat down, right where the storm had torn it all apart. "I won't rebuild yet," he whispered. "First, I'll sit in what's broken and see what remains." Days passed. The man didn't move much. He watched the wind, felt the earth beneath him. There was no house, no roof, no plan. Just breathe, just ground, just now. People called it giving up. But he wasn't giving up. He was letting go. Not of effort, but of the illusion that he was ever fully in control. He began to notice things he had missed. The way light hit the stones, the sound of his own breath, the silence between everything. In the absence of what he built, he found what could not be taken. If this story touches something true in you, subscribe and tap the bell. Peace often begins where control ends. One evening the wind returned, gentler this time. It moved through the broken branches like breath through an open wound. He stood up for the first time in days, not to fix, not to rebuild, just to move with the wind. He gathered a few stones, not to build walls, but to make a circle, a space to sit, to breathe, to simply be. He wasn't trying to recreate the past. He was learning to meet the present. And slowly, without realizing it, his stillness became structure, not of wood or brick, but of awareness. Others began to visit him, not for shelter, but for stillness. They sat beside him in the circle of stones. Some spoke, some cried, some just breathed. He didn't offer advice. He didn't promise answers. He simply showed what it looked like to not rush through pain, to not escape uncertainty. They asked, "How are you not angry?" He replied, "Because what I lost was outside me, but what I found lives within." The storm had taken his home, but it had also stripped away the noise. And in that silence, he had heard his real foundation. Eventually, he did rebuild, but not as before. The new home was smaller, simpler. No locks, no gates, just openness. It wasn't built to prove anything. It was built from presence, from stillness earned, not stolen by fear. And when people asked how he stayed peaceful after losing everything, he smiled and said, "Because I finally understood. Peace was never in the house. It was in the space I found after it was gone."